Trade Treaty of the People, ALBA TCP, on a subject that has captured the highest importance individually in our countries and also at the level of the whole of the ALBA and the highest leadership of our respective countries. Here on the table, we have the representative from member states of ALBA to my right. We have our colleague Marta Ruiz, who is representative from Nicaragua. We have my colleague Pablo, who is the ambassador for Bolivia to the United Nations in New York. To my right, we have Carolina Zambrano, who is Subsecretary for Climate Change in the Ministry of Environment of Ecuador. We have Claudia, who is Director General at the Ministry of Environment of Venezuela, accompanied by the Chargé d'Affaires of Venezuela here in Denmark. So we are open to you to address issues of relevance to this conference. And we have, unfortunately, until 1:25 when we have to finish this press conference. So without any further comment, I open the floor to you. Or maybe it would be preferable to make a brief presentation before we start making some of the comments. So I would start with Pablo, who we need to talk about from the precedence of ALBA position, the Cochabamba, which was the first declaration of ALBA on climate change, the significance of that declaration and how that declaration has served to influence our positions into the negotiation, into the process of negotiation. So Pablo, that's the problem.
Thank you very much. For the presidents of the other countries, the issue of climate change is very important. That is why, if you see in the outcome documents of the 7th summit of Cochabamba, you will see that in the main declaration there are several paragraphs in relation to this issue. I will just read one that sets the most global view of other countries. It says, to the global economic crisis, one must add the climate change crisis, which is part of the wider ecological crisis affecting our Mother Earth. Every year, 1/3 more than what the planet can generate is consumed. At this rate of waste, by the capitalist system, 2 planets Earth will be necessary by 2030. The presidents in Cochabamba also approved a special declaration in relation to climate change. This declaration has several points. I will just highlight some of them. The United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change and its Kyoto Protocol represent the current binding legal regime for the treatment of global warming, the result of consensus reached through the efforts of the international community to address this environmental problem over the recent years in history. This legally binding instrument should be maintained and cannot be superseded or replaced by new agreements that erode contracted obligations. The countries of ALBA categorically denounce the attempts of some developed countries to renounce the Kyoto Protocol. It's within this framework that we will demand more serious and ambitious commitments of quantified reductions of emissions. Also, in this special declaration of the ALBA presidents in relation to climate change, we say developed countries have a climate debt within the framework of a greater ecological debt with developing countries, due to their historical responsibility of emissions and adaptation actions that we are doomed to perform because of the global warming that they have caused. This climate debt should be recognized and honored through the dispositions of the existing climate change regime. A, through substantial reductions in their domestic emissions of greenhouse gases to be determined based on the portion of global emissions required by developing countries to achieve their economic and social development needs, eradicate poverty, and to achieve the right to development. B, honoring its commitments for an effective technology transfer. And C, guarantee the provision of additional and necessary financial resources as appropriate, predictable and sustainable, stressing the requirements for adaptation of developing countries. Also, during this summit, the presidents of the ALBA approved another special declaration that is called for a Universal Declaration of Mother Earth Rights. In this special declaration for Mother Earth Rights, the president highlights that the main rights that should be recognized are the right to life, that means the right to exist, the right to the generation of its biocapacity and its vital cycles, the right of a healthy environment, which means the right of Mother Earth, the rivers, fishes, animals, trees, to live like humans in an environment free of contamination, and the right to harmony and balance between everyone and everything.
Thank you, Pablo.